welcome back to the Perfunctionist channel. So today we're looking at something that will hopefully help a few of you out there. So as you can see on the screen, I've got my HX Stomp by Line 6, and last night I decided to upgrade to the latest firmware that they have. So a few months ago they released their version 3.0 firmware, quite a substantial update, and then not too long ago they've released the 3.1 update. So the problem I had with it is it's working now, but the problem I had with it was once I updated the firmware, I had no sound. So I went through the update process, turned it back on, nice thing on the screen, version 3.11, which is great, and then I'd have I'd have this screen, and then I'd have no sound. I'd have no sound coming out, and I didn't know why. And I want to just talk about how I managed to get around that. So there's a bunch of other incidents that happened along the way when I was updating, maybe because it's been so long. The version I had before I updated was version 2.82. Apparently you have to update to version 3.0 before you can update to 3.1. At least that's how I read it. But on the website, it seems to be a bit ambiguous. I'll put up a screenshot of what the website says. It says something along the lines of you have to update HX Edit 3.1 in order to get firmware 3.1 or something like that. So the 3.1 and the 3.1 seemed it seemed like a typo. What I assumed it to mean was you have to update to 3.01 in order to get to 3.1. So don't go straight, if you've got something before 3, don't go straight to 3.1. Go to 3.0 or 3.01 first, and then you can update above that. So that's what I did, just to be on the safe side. I've seen that happen before, so I did that. So I don't know if the text on the Line 6 website is correct or not. Maybe someone can clarify, so just so I know, and just so anyone else interested knows as well. Can you go straight from 2.82 to 3.1, or do you need to go via 3.0, 3.01 first? Anyway, managed to sort that out. Updated to 3.0 or 3.01. Backed up as it says you should, which I did, and then went on to update to 3.1. So I did that, update to 3.1, and that's when I had the no sound. I checked everything on there. Everything seemed to be fine. I thought what it might be was, if I go to this input, it says so it's set to input main left right at the moment, but you can see it says input main left / right. So I thought maybe, because I think the last time I used this was when I was recording with it, where you need to have it set to that in order to kind of use this as an audio interface. So I thought maybe I've got it set to that, because that kind of kills the sound to some extent when you're using it as a pedal. But it was set to this. It was set correctly. Plugged it into my mixer, didn't get any sound. Plugged it into an amp, didn't get any sound. And what I ended up doing was just moving this out, or just changing to a different one, and then moving it back again, and then the sound seemed to pop back in again. So I did it on here on the screen. It was already set to main left right. I just clicked on that, got nothing, and then clicked back again, and lo and behold, there was sound. So I'm assuming there was a glitch somewhere along the line. I mean, maybe it's the way I've got these things set up, perhaps. But either way, that's how I managed to sort it out. So if that's a problem that you're having, if you've just updated to version 3.11, this and you're not getting any sound, this might be something for you to check out. So just to sum that up, I'm going to the this bit here, the input. So these are your pedal blocks, your effects blocks. I'm going to this input section here, and I'm making sure my input is set to main LR. If it already is set to that and there's no sound, just click on one of these other ones and then click back again, and it should work. At least it works for me, and I'm hoping that if you're having this problem, that will work for you as well. slight side note, I had another, I would say, yeah, problem, kind of a problem. It involved this thing here, my little external foot switch, which is gives me a couple of extra switches on the HX Stomp. So when I upgraded to firmware update 3.11, let's take this one for example. These foot switches were not labelled the way that they are now. This is correct. This is how I want it to be. This third switch here is normally your tap tempo, which I've actually moved to here, where it says tap. But it was set to the original setup of the pedal, even though it still had the correct preset name and the actual preset itself. So I updated. All of my presets were still on there, which is great. However, that's where the problem with the third foot switch came in. So this thing wasn't connected, or it was connected, but it wasn't seen, it wasn't set up. So I had to restore from my backup. I had to restore the backup, and then it will seem to work properly. So that's something else to be aware of. I'm not sure why it does that. Maybe most people don't use an external foot switch, but I do, and that was a problem I had. Seemed easily fixable, but in case you have that problem and don't know how to fix it, then that is what I did, and hopefully that will help you as well. So there you go. Those were a couple of issues I had when upgrading my HX Stomp to the 3.11 firmware update. If you've had similar problems, I hope this video has been helpful to you. And if it has, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing, as I'm still trying to reach my first 1,000 subscribers. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.